All right. So, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Make sure you look at the shadow work videos. They will help you to gain emotional intelligence and stability. One of the things that I want to pull out of the shadow work book is the emotions that we have where we are responsive and reactive in conflicts, how to become less responsive. In my classes, I teach about the emotions, and it has a lot to do with the sun and the moon. I was led to begin to look at these areas because I work in the mental health field, and I believe that was showing me, or God was showing me, that there was a connection with ADHD or bipolar. And as I began to surrender to look at it, because I was skeptical of what I was looking at and seeing spiritually, because other people don't believe in this, especially in the culture of Black Americans or African Americans. Okay, so I just want to be honest. There's a lot of wisdom that we have, or knowledge we have relinquished, because others have told us that that is not the correct way. So here today we're presenting the moon, and I am going to read from my dialogue, my information. So the moon and the sun have long been central figures in mythology. Apollo and Diana are known for the moon and the sun. So Apollo is Leo. Um, Diana, the Cancer, is the influence of the moon, right? And so astrology and various spiritual traditions symbolizing different aspects of our psyche and our emotional world. So we have a psychic world, psyche. Even there is an asteroid called Psyche. You can look it up. But the thing is, the emotional and the psyche, a lot of times if we look at ourselves, we don't know why we're responding the way that we do. We just react. We're angry. We're defensive. We feel insecure. We feel unsafe. And a lot of it has to do with the emotional world, the world of what's connected to the mother, which is moon energy, and it's not taught. What is it about the mother energy? Is it that the mother was emotional and responsive to negative stimuli? And that's what we want to understand. So even if I'm looking at my feelings towards my mother or the feminine energy, and it's not positive, I might want to figure out why. And many times we will blame others for what we feel, but no one is responsible for what we feel or how we act. All right. So traditionally, the moon is often associated with feminine energy and is seen as connected to the mother archetype. Now, I've seen in charts where there are children that have moon energy from the father, which means to me that the father has, you know, a nice level or a high level of feminine energy. This connection suggests that the moon influences our inner world, intuition, and how we nurture and feel nurtured. And that's what the Cancer energy gives you. The fourth house is Cancer. That's what it gives us: nurturing, intuition, the inner world, feelings. It's a subconscious energy. So, at home, as a child, information is registered, whether good or bad, that causes us to respond to life as we grow up. Um, Emotional issues related to the moon and mother archetype can often be addressed by exploring our subconscious, understanding our needs for emotional security, and healing our inner child. So, inner child wounds happen from the time that we're birthed. There are children that go through hostile situations or environments, and that it stays in their psyche, it stays in their subconscious, because you know how Jesus said, I and my Father are one. Well, God and that child is looking through that child, and all of that information is being put back into the soul. So there's a soul incarnation or work that needs to be done and healed. God is there leading and guiding us, I believe, in most cases, to people that can help us. But the child that is exposed to situations that cause damage has to be put in a position where they can work out that hurt from the subconscious level. You can't live in a life and just keep piling things over onto pain. You've got to heal that pain, which is where, I've been an advocate for, telling people get, coaching or mental health help. Why? Because if you get a good coach or counselor, what happens is that you can get that damage that happened as a child out of you, not blaming anybody, but get it out of you through meditation, prayer, and healing. There has to be a spiritual intervention in most cases because the subconscious is reached through meditation and prayer. That's how we reach the subconscious. So, emotional issues related to the mother archetype can often be addressed by exploring the subconscious, understanding our needs for emotional security, and healing our inner child. Practices such as moon meditation, journaling by moonlight, or engaging with water elements can foster a deeper connection to our emotions and maternal energies, promoting healing. And so, what this means is that water is the element for Cancer, and the moon, when it is full, it comes over the ocean, and you can see it as big as day. It's sitting over the ocean. So, what gives peace to a person that is having emotional challenges is meditation. If saying that the moon is too much, if you're not used to that, then wait on that, but begin meditation. If you meditate at night, you're still meditating under the moon. This information is just directed towards the place that will give you healing. Water is a healing element. In most cases, a lot of times people will take baths when they don't feel good, just making the connection. All right. So conversely, the sun is frequently linked with masculine energy. I'm going to scroll my book up, and this is my information. You can always contact me at www.kimwarnersworld.com or go on Google at Warner's Human Service Center, and you'll be able to make appointments. And my appointments are categorized by your sign. I believe that your birthday is the most important day of your life. I believe that you should be celebrated, and it is a time where the sun is rising on you. So I categorize that way for people's birthdays. If you're a Pisces, make your appointment through Pisces. Virgos, make your appointment through Virgo, but make your appointment because in most cases, the position that you want, that job is not coming because there's something that may have hurt you and there's blocks. We work through the blocks together. All right. So conversely, the sun is frequently linked with the masculine energy and is associated with the father archetype, the sun. And this sun is the same SON or SUN that Jesus was speaking about, or let's say SON. So because I study and I've gotten that truth, I know that it's SUN because Malachi speaks of it over in his 4th chapter. And the sun will rise with healing in his wings. He says the SUN. So let's come on and let's become aware. Let's wake up. And, I taught on the crown chakra just coming up for tomorrow. And the crown is your higher self, giving you awareness. Why we need awareness is there as well. So it symbolizes our conscious identity, the ego, vitality, and outward expressions of self. Now, when we look at outward expressions of self, then there could be woundings when we cannot communicate or identify. And these are things that I work on with my people or my clients in sessions. We do group sessions as well with moon therapy. Emotional issues connected to the sun and the father archetype can involve a sense of individuality, esteem, and the way we assert ourselves in the world. If the father is not there, then the child could have self-esteem issues. They could have confidence issues if he's not in the home. And it's the same with the mother. So we have woundings or um, challenges that we need to overcome. And sometimes we just accept them and live with them because we don't feel like we can do anything else with them. But that's not the case. You can, if you really want to heal, be uh, conflictual, be able to smile in the face of adversity. You know, healing these aspects can involve activities that boost our confidence, engage our creative expressions, and affirm our personal power. Sun salutations in yoga. Yoga is a very good exercise because it allows the body to open up and release energies from the subconscious level and things that have been hurt. Yoga is something that it works on the inner body as well as the outer body. Spending time in sunlight is another thing, and undertaking tasks that challenge us to grow and assert our will can help in reconciling with paternal energies and strengthening our sense of self. So in most cases for me, I had to reconcile issues with my parents. And it wasn't that I wanted to be angry or bitter. I didn't want to be in that shadow energy. I wanted to reconcile with them as I got older and I understood. I also had to become aware that I needed to reconcile something with them. You know what I'm saying? Because without knowing that you have to reconcile something means that you're still in the dark. And when I look at that part of myself in that stage, I felt like everything that my parents did was what was supposed to be done, but I didn't like the emotions I felt from it. I didn't like the feelings that I got from loud talking or yelling. I didn't like the fact that my father was not present. So those are two or three areas that, I looked at and I said, well, how can I change that for myself? I can't change my parents. I can't change the situations, but what can I do to change myself? And I began to work on me because I was led to meditate. And Charles Fillmore, his works is what I was led to with unity. So from the Bible to unity, very, very wonderful teachers I had in, the church, Dr. Carolyn Love and her husband, Dr. Archbishop Master Matt Mascarene Cohens, who's a prophetess. These people were in Jacksonville, raised up with a prophetess in my life, Bishop Georgia Woodward. I'm stuttering. I know this is mercurial energy. And these people were influential in my life. Um, the thing about the influence of them in my life was going into metaphysics when you have most church people didn't believe in metaphysics. You have some that don't today, but there's a need for science and spirit to come together. So moving on from there, I had wonderful teachers on my path in the physical, and I found that I was being ushered into the spiritual world, and that spiritual world would challenge me to take on, teachings of psychology. I love Carl Jung, Freud's concepts as well. But more than anything, I've loved being able to look at an astrology chart and my intuition light up and say, okay, this person had communication issues. Seeing that in the chart. Um, Seeing that there is mother issues or father issues, knowing placements just because God showed me that the mother or the father wasn't there. Um, is enlightening because it helps me to help the person if they're ready, to heal. I'm not into blame. I overcame that a long time ago. So I encourage my clients not to focus on blaming anybody, but to get their healing. Because if I keep blaming, then that means that I'm going to block my healing. So from here, I want to go on and it says healing emotions. Um, Healing emotions or healing emotional issues connected to both mother and father involves integrating energies. And it's like dealing with yin and yang because they're both the same. So within me, I am my mother and my father, and I have to work at integrating the healing. That means that over here, mother, over here, father. And I might have it backwards, but the shoulders, right and left side, are indicative to mother and father. So it involves integrating the energies within us, acknowledging the importance of both nurturing and assertive. It's about finding balance between our inner world and how we express ourselves externally. Engaging in self-reflection, therapy, or spiritual practice that honor both feminine and masculine aspects of our being. This can lead to profound healing. So, some of the affirmations that I have here are healing mother wounds. I am nurturing myself with love and compassion, creating the security and warmth that I need. I honor the nurturing energy within me, knowing I am whole and loved regardless of my past experiences. For the father wounds, I am strong in my power and assert my right to exist and thrive. I forget the past and I forgive it and embrace my ability to lead with confidence, strength, and integrity, just as I am. So here, what we're finding is that within the mother and the father, the child is in between. It's just like Jesus on the cross. There was two thieves there, but we're gonna say mother and father. And the mother and father on both sides are communicating something to the child. And if the communication is hurt, the communication to come into to bring a solution is really to pray, forgive, and release. And that is hard for others, but that is why I do the work that I do. So you guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing. Heal your wounds. Also heal so that that shadow doesn't keep following you. You see, the shadow of past. The shadow of past hurts, so that your relationships with your children and your spouse, your partners will be healthy. That's what this is all about. Now, subscribe, like, and share. And thank you again. Remember to tune in tomorrow for shadow work, the crown chakra. It's the last one of that, but I'm going to pull information out and keep talking because I believe in healing. I believe that what God has done with me is what I will give to you. All right. Blessings.